initials.
Yeah,
all
it is.
So that's why we go
SP
by on the show is that. But yeah, I'm David
okay,
Clark and he's Dale Hudson.
nice, awesome.
Hey, you
Well,
can call me
that's it.
anything you want as long as it's not late for dinner.
That's it. That's it. Right on. Well, my friends call
All
me
right,
Kevin Metal,
man.
so there you go.
There you go.
Let's see.
All right, DC,
What
we're live.
what you got, man? You got it?
We are live right now.
Let me check on my end here.
All right. I'm gonna
Okay.
have to,
All right, buddy. Let me go ahead and get the intro then.
yes, because I'm gonna have to switch something over here. Something's not working, but I'll get that figured out by the time you get all that done.
All right.
You guys can hear me all right?
Yes,
Hi,
sir.
this is Jack Hughes.
I just
of
switched to a
Wang
better
Chung, and
better
you're listening
microphone
to
here.
the DND Dynamite 80s podcast show with your hosts DC and DH.
Live from Nashville, Tennessee, you are listening to the D&D Dynamite 80s podcast with your hosts, DC and DH. So, guys, take it away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Hey.
welcome in to another edition of D&D Dynamite 80s, special edition on a special night.
Monday
DC.
night, Monday night.
Monday night live. I
Yes,
would say
sir.
Monday Night Raw, but I'm not wrestling anybody
No.
tonight.
Right.
But folks, welcome into another episode of D&D Dynamite 80s. I'm DH,
Hey, I am DC.
and we're here to take another fantastic look back at all things 80. DC, I don't care how your week's been, brother, because I'm excited to get this one started. So I'm going to throw it over to you for introduction so we can get this one rolling. And there's
I
not
hear
a
you,
person
man.
in the world that wants to know how your week was. So just get it
Right.
started.
No, we are honored, man. We have Kevin
Yes.
Rankin with us tonight, drummer. He's played with a bunch of different people, and we'll kind of get into some of that. But he's currently with A Flock of Seagulls, and I'm sure some people have heard of that group before. So one of my all-time favorites for sure. But Kevin, we appreciate you taking some time, buddy.
Yes.
I'm grateful for you guys making accommodations for my crazy schedule.
We are honored, man.
Kevin,
I need to start with this one first. If I read correctly, you've been doing it professionally since 16 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Tell me how you got started with the drums.
Well, like a lot of musicians in the United States, right? Music classes gave you options to play an instrument growing up in school. My dad was in a Dixieland jazz band, so he was playing clarinet and sax. And so
Wow.
for a little while, I wanted to be like my pop until I got to be, I hit puberty, and my uncle was a jazz drummer in Chicago. And I went out and visited him during a summer. I saw his kit and just I was so blown away by the sound and the look of those drums. It was so much bigger and more dynamic than clarinet. And because I hit puberty, it was important that when I saw videos that had been out on MTV at that point, I realized I think the first video that I saw that summer was this new Motley Crue video. Tommy Lee. First time I saw him, I thought, that guy's getting more girls than anybody playing clarinet. So that's why I started playing drums. And my dad got me into some gigs right away. I'd been playing maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8 months, and I got a cool jazz gig with him at an art gallery. And then he had a band that he had subbed in that did classic rock covers in the ski resorts in Montana. So I started playing with those in high school, and I was playing 5 nights a week all through high school, all through college, put myself through college playing in the bars in Montana, playing all the ski resorts. And
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
And Kevin,
stuff.
kind of one of the things I kind of like to hear is kind of like, who were your influences? Who were your musical influences? I know you mentioned your dad, but who else was some of your musical influences as you was growing up and progressing in your art?
Well, for sure. I mean, my uncle, Jim Ferrolo, I said he was a jazz drummer in Chicago, but his son, Jim Ferrolo, was also a guitarist, played drums, and the two of them together were kind of like my early heroes, along with my dad. So I got to see somebody close, up close and personal, and I would go watch my dad's band when I was able to, get in and watch them rehearse. And so I got to see how the interplay was in between band members. And so it wasn't just like me watching on MTV, but I actually got to see how musicians interacted, and that was super helpful. So when I really got into the hard rock bands, I mean, that was my first love. I was a massive hard rock fan. So like the Scorpions, all-time
Yep.
favorite band.
Yeah.
And you know, as a lot of drummers go, um, it's funny. I was a big Kiss fan, like a massive Kiss fan. But
Sure.
whereas a lot of drummers were really influenced by Peter Criss, at that point, Eric Carr was my guy, and so he
Oh
was
wow.
he was the
Yeah.
guy that sort of covered the middle flank of Kiss. But he was an amazing drummer and a really solid human being. Everybody that I talked to that know him said that you know, he always had a smile on his face. Whenever he was playing drums, he was smiling. He had a good time, and I took that to heart because I love playing so much that it's really hard to find me pictures of me playing without a big old smile on my face too. You know.
Have you
Yeah.
ever,
Yeah.
and Kevin, I always wondered this, has there ever been a moment where, like, I mean, all of the folks you've played with, but has there ever been a moment where you're just playing and you're like, this is really happening? This is really, I'm really here.
Yeah, all the time, man. I pinch myself. I mean, I have more pinch me moments, man. I'm telling you, I uh, I get goosebumps even talking about it because it was, you know, I just played in Montana last weekend. I had a couple of shows in Montana, and it was
Wow.
the first time I
Okay.
played in those towns in 35 years. And I saw classmates and old band members that knew me, you know, at 16, and they said, "I cannot believe now, you know, I'm 50, I just turned 55." And they said, you know, like 40 years later, you're walking around. This is the guy that in high school was sticking drumsticks in I would cut in the seams of my jeans so that I had holsters for my sticks. Didn't want to put them in my pocket. I wanted them
Hey,
easy access. You know, they just said, it's great to see you 40 years later.
Yeah.
We knew how bad you wanted it, how much you love to play. And it was fun to get to show off a little bit, you know, have them come out and see a flock of seagulls and just break bread with these guys that we all grew up, you know, just worshiping these bands and the new wave
Yeah.
bands, the hard rock bands, like everything that was really publicized on MTV was larger than life, right? So
yes.
many of those MTV bands and so many of the MTV personalities I've gotten to be friends with now.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, I never take it for granted by any means, but when we're on stage, you know, there were a few experiences that I've had that I'm incredulous. I mean, a lot of the gigs with a flock of seagulls are like that for me. You know, when we play venues that have been bucket list items for me, and some of those bands. I mean, I'm sure we go get into a few, but bands that I just, you know, I would watch on MTV and just
Yeah.
study and just get lost in on weekends, and then, you know, this many years later get to play with them. Yeah, I'm playing with my heroes. So yeah, it's amazing.
That's awesome.
We
And I,
talk. Oh,
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
DC. No, you go ahead, DC.
Yeah, we talk from time to time, folks that do these '80s cruises,
Hmm.
and I'm sure you've done. You know, I know you've been on the ticket for some of those with
Yeah,
the
two of
flock of
them.
seagulls. Yeah, yeah. And I was just curious, how does one of those kind of gigs? How do you enjoy those?
Oh
Those kind
man,
of cruises?
I love it. If you talk to my boss, he might not have the same same feelings about it. Uh, here's the thing. I don't care, honestly, if I'm playing in somebody's parking lot for three people. I love
Yeah,
to play.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
you know, I've been fortunate enough to get to play ridiculously large venues in front of a lot of people, a lot of TV events that have been big. And to me, every gig's an arena gig. You know, it just feels like I, 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 it's not that I live my life kind of worried about this ending, but I do play every gig as if it could be the last.
Wow.
And COVID
Yeah,
really
Yeah.
shone a light on that, right? Because we didn't know if we're going to get back
Right.
out again after a break. But the 80s cruises, in a nutshell, number one, I get paid to travel, right? So I get to go and see parts of the world. So I get
right.
excursions and I get paid for it, which is silly and ridiculous and awesome. I get to, you know, usually those cruises you play two
Yeah,
shows.
yeah.
And so two different audiences oftentimes get to see
Okay,
the band because there are way too many people on a boat to be able to fit into one venue.
that
So
Right.
makes sense. Yeah.
um they you know, you get like a number or a card or something or a category assigned, and category A gets to see the first show and category B, or they get to see the second
Okay.
show, something like that. But um I love getting to meet people that are like me. They're fans of the band, they're friends and friends of the band, and
Hmm.
they're fans of the music, and so I love to interact with these people. And
Sure.
You know, like one of the greatest stories for me, which is really fun. The first 80s cruise that we did, it was the first one they had, 2016. And A Flock of Seagulls was playing in this, I think they called it like the Oceans Lounge. And it probably had a capacity of 500 or 600 people, and maybe not even that many, packed to the gills. People were spilled out into the aisle, the hallways,
Oh yeah, lobby
and you
area.
could see
Yeah.
people just on top of each other. And the next morning, you know, I had been only been in the band a short time. I was asked to join just prior to that. So to me, you know, I'm just like brimming ear to ear. I was married at the time. My wife and I went down to breakfast, and all the fans get to hang out with all the band members. Everybody that, you know, all the band guys that go down to the
Wow.
buffets for
Yeah,
lunch or for
sure.
brunch. So this pretty blonde lady walks up to me and she said, "Oh my God, you were amazing last night." And my wife looks at me and she's like, "Where were you last night?" You know, she said, and
Yeah.
and I said, "Oh, you were at the show. That's cool. That's great." She said, "Yeah, my husband couldn't get enough of. He was standing on his tiptoes watching you because we couldn't get in. It was too crowded. But he was watching how you were just smiling ear to ear. You looked like you were a kid in a candy
You know
store."
something.
And I
Yeah.
said, "Oh, that's cool. Your husband, is he here?" And he comes up and it's freaking Mickey Thomas from Starship. And I'm like, "Oh my
Wow.
God, man." And he said,
Oh,
"Yeah,
isn't
man,
that
you're a lot of
cool?
fun to watch." And I thought, this is the greatest gig ever. You know,
Wow.
just
Sure it
awesome.
is.
Cruises are
Absolutely.
Wow.
awesome. I love
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Some of the bands have a hard time being so close to people and kind of suffocated because you know, you're on a boat for a week with a lot of people. And some bands have chosen to do their gig and then fly out at the next port. But for me, I love
Uh,
to see the spots and see. I love to
okay.
go watch all the other bands too. You know, you'll
Yeah.
see me front row watching every band on the boat. So it's
I
cool.
was
That's
curious
awesome.
about the rapport that some of the performers would have. You know, that makes sense. Cause so
Yeah,
some do more of it than others. Then
yeah, yeah.
I got you. I got you.
And Kevin,
Okay.
I have to ask, I always like to ask this question, especially someone that's toured and really been out there and really played with on just mega shows. Has there ever been a moment where you look back now and you're like, something happened that wasn't supposed to, and you're like, how in the world did I play through that? And now you laugh about it, but you're like, I don't even know how I made it through it.
Oh man, yeah. That stuff happens about one in every 5 or 6 gigs. To be honest with you, you know, the more dependent you are on certain pieces of technology, that's the biggest thing, right? So depending on where you're at on tours or one-off type shows, you'll fly in, you'll show up at a venue, you'll do a sound check, which in our case, we get there, all of the equipment is rented, it's backlined, right? So I'll get there and it's a different drum set every night, which is really fun
Oh
for me.
wow.
A lot of people
Okay.
don't like to play on other people's gear, but for me, you know, I guess I'm polyamorous. I get to, you know, play with a
That's cool.
different one every night. And so you know, a lot of times it's great. The drum kit's there, it's set up for me. Sometimes the equipment is, you know, if you don't double, triple check every fastener, everything that's on the kit, sometimes you can get caught where drum kit will fall apart. If there are technology things that happen, you know, I have a click that I use, a metronome in my ear for some things that we have. We play everything live. A couple of our songs have a little sequence that goes on from a pad that I play. And so I've got to play in time with that. So I'll have a click metronome that keeps me
Hmm.
going through that. But if for some reason the click disappears, the headphone gets yanked out, or you know the electronics go bad, you got to learn how to punt. And I've probably faced, yeah, as many challenges as you could. You know, for a long time, I was with Animotion prior to A Flock of
Yes.
Seagulls, and
Yes.
in that band, we would have a different backing system, like click track and some sequenced parts that I played to about every 3 gigs. For some reason, we would just try something new every time, and almost inevitably, almost every time there was some problem. And we laugh about it now, but you know, when you're sweating and all these people are watching you,
All of
and
you. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
we I don't mean to get into story time, but like one of
No,
the
it's
funnier
fine.
ones was
No.
we played in Pensacola, Florida. Crazy humidity, right? You're playing outside, big clamshell on the pier of the dock, and it's probably 95 degrees and 100% humidity. And at that point, we were playing with a mini DAT player, so those old like mini digital audio
Mm-hmm.
tapes that was what we would play to run the backing part of Obsession. So the song has this bass line that goes like dicka 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 dicka. So I push play on the DAT player. Immediately the tape melts because it's so hot and the humidity, it melts. And so it goes dicka dicka dicka, and the band looks back at me, and I grab the tape player, pull it out, string it out, reel it back in with my fingers, put it back in, kind of go advance, push it to start again. It melts the second time.
Wow.
Everybody in the crowd is looking at me because the band's looking back at me, and everybody in the crowd is thinking, "What'd the drummer do?" And yeah, and you just, you gotta learn to punt, and then you laugh because at the end of the day, man, it's rock and roll. I don't have somebody's like life in my hands. I'm not changing somebody's heart out. So it's yeah, there are a lot of experiences like that.
Well, I kind of feel a little better, but you said every 3 or maybe 5 or 6 shows. It's every show with us, so
Right.
you're
Yeah.
gonna feel
Oh,
right
yeah.
at home here. You're
Buddy,
gonna feel right at
yeah.
home.
I got a podcast too, man. This happens all the time. Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
it happens
I mean,
a lot.
Inevitably, right? Somebody's got problems on the streaming end, or like the Wi-Fi craps out, or audio or video doesn't work. Yeah, so
Or-
Just
or-
keep-
people watching
just
at
keep
home.
rolling along. Just keep
Or like
rolling.
one of our first podcasts, we forgot to hit record.
Yeah, we didn't
Ah.
record the thing on. So there you go.
Yeah,
and that
it's brutal.
And Diane
Yeah.
Franklin, she was our guest on that one, and she was sweet as can be, but it was like, oh,
Right.
You know
So
what?
we-
She is one. When I talked about the 80s personalities, Diane's been on my podcast twice. I have spent such amazing time with her
Yeah.
in the Dominican Republic, in Cancun, some of these other events, where we get a
Yeah.
chance to
Yeah.
hang out. And yeah, not only is she so sweet, she's really intelligent, and she
oh yeah.
is the perfect ambassador to the 80s. I mean,
Oh
you
my
guys are
gosh,
all about
yeah.
the 80s. Man, that woman, yeah,
Yes.
she's a champion for the 80s. So props to Diane Franklin. Yeah,
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
Very much so.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
and the thing was, after we told her what had happened, she was so kind about it,
Ah,
and she even
just
came
laughed
back
it
on the
off
show
and said,
again.
We'll just do it
Oh,
again.
that's
We'll just
cool.
do another
Yeah.
show sometime.
So it's
so
like,
we've had her on
okay.
twice, maybe 3 times.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Maybe
Oh,
3
right
times.
on.
So
Amazing.
she's been awesome. Yeah. I've got to ask Kevin, you were mentioning how much, you enjoy, and people, you said people obviously can see that in your performance.
Yes.
I was looking at some video, and it put a smile on my face because I focused in on you being on the show tonight. I wanted to kind of see, your performance, and talk to me about throwing the drumsticks to the side of the stage back and forth. I thought that was so cool. I haven't seen anybody else do it, and you just kept in beat with it. And like if something went wrong, you picked up another drum, or you threw one out in the audience and you picked out another drumstick, and then you were ready to hit the cymbal in the song, and it was so cool. So, have you done that a lot, or is that just
Oh, yeah.
spontaneous stuff, or what?
It started out spontaneous. We've got an amazing roadie with the Flock of Seagulls, and I've been
Okay.
doing it some for a long time. Back when the Animotion gig, one that I could think of in particular, we were playing a House of Blues in Anaheim, and Bill Wadhams, the singer, his son was on the side of the stage, and his son, I think at that point was like 15, 16, had a killer baseball arm. I say this because I was watching him, kind of just like watching the band, and he was, he's 15, 16. I mean, he's seen dad play a bunch, so he's not really focused on much. So when he looked over at me, I got his attention, and I said, hey, I threw a stick to him, and I asked him to throw it back, and he ripped this stick at me, and he's probably 40 feet away, and it was coming right at my head. I ducked, I grabbed behind it, caught it, just
Oh, wow.
complete by chance. And I looked at him like, yeah, what's up? Like I totally meant to do it.
Right.
But I thought if I could actually pull that off more often, actually it was quite enjoyable.
I thought
so
it was so cool. Yeah,
we got
a
a killer roadie, Mike Lupi in Flock of Seagulls, and he's always on the side of the stage watching
Okay.
for
Okay.
Mike's score. If anything goes wrong, right, he'll get out, fix keyboard stuff, or he'll bring a drink out to him if he wants. And a lot of the time, he's just sitting there with his thumb up his,
Yeah.
And so I'll toss him a stick, and it's great when you're in clubs or theaters. It's really cool when you're in stadiums because
Oh, I
it's so
bet.
far. And he's a baseball player, man. So he's got an arm, and we've
Yeah.
gotten some so far. I'm not exaggerating. When I say 50, 60 feet,
Wow.
I'll get Mark in
Wow.
there. And sometimes, man, we'll be on. And if we kind of feel it. I
Yeah,
say this
yeah,
now,
yeah.
and I'm totally going to get in trouble because I don't know that my boss really likes it that much when we do it. It's a little distracting maybe for him, but as long as he doesn't see it, we're good.
Right.
And we have fun with it. A lot of times people will come up after the show and say, "Oh, it was really cool to watch your drummer throwing a drumstick."
Yes.
And I think he's probably like, yeah,
He threw a
But,
drumstick.
man, my favorite is we play these venues where they've got a wraparound balcony. And so if there's a balcony that's just like
Oh,
kitty
yeah.
corner for me,
Oh, yeah.
and I got a good 20, 30 feet, I can get up to the person in the balcony and I'll ask them to
wow.
lob it
Yeah.
back. Usually what'll happen is they'll throw it and it'll come spinning at you and you'll be lucky if you can catch it.
Right.
But if they lob it, so I'll go back and forth with the people in the balcony.
Wow.
So, any of your listeners, if you're watching and you come up to one of these shows, get a corner spot in the balcony.
Right, there
We'll
you
play
go.
a little catch.
That's
now.
the seat that
Usually
you
do it
want.
during. Yeah,
That's
the seat that
awesome.
you want.
Well, Kevin, I have
Well,
to say,
yeah, throw and catch with Kevin.
Right.
Yeah.
it was pretty cool because when we had a previous guest on, it's the first time where somebody from the chat, and then I was like, figured out who it
Yes.
was, and I was like, DC, we got to get in touch. You know who this is? So, I mean, that
Mike
was
Skill.
cool. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, when you
Yeah.
joined in on Mike's show, and it was like, wait a minute.
That was so cool. Matter of fact, he had to call me because I was so wrapped up in the show with Mike. I was like, and I thought they said something about Flock of Seagulls
yes.
in the background. I was like, oh, I don't know what
I
they're talking
called him.
about.
I said, DC, do you even know who was on the chat tonight? And he's like, no. And I said, Kevin, the drummer from Flock of Seagulls.
And that's all he
He's
had to
like,
say. I was
I
like,
catch
oh my
that.
gosh.
I was like,
It
come
was
on,
fun.
dude.
I mean, you guys, Mike is one of my favorite human beings on the
He
planet,
is
man. I
just
love that
super
dude.
Oh, he's
individual.
super great. Super
Yeah,
great.
he's
And
been on
and-
three or four times. With
And I
us.
bring that up, Kevin, as a reminder. I'm sure you heard the most important question of the night if you were still on with us. And this is the most important question of the evening for you. So,
Oh gosh.
So we're going to preface this. I'm going to kind of explain. So what we do is we do our show recap on Friday morning, and it's such an expensive show. We go to the local Waffle House. So,
That's where we have our
Awesome.
board meeting. Yeah, our
So,
conference.
nice.
So there you go.
we're going to give you two bands, and you
Okay.
get to choose whichever band for whatever reason. And whoever's band you choose, the other has to buy breakfast. Now, folks, as everyone witnessed,
Are we tied, by the way? Are
We are
currently?
tied, but
Okay.
we're still going round and round because DC tries to say I cheat all the time, and I don't. So I'm going to go round and round with him, but I'm just going to lay it down honestly, Kevin.
That's
I don't
terrible.
cheat on this. I don't know where he's getting this from. So DC, all I can say is shame, shame, shame.
Oh, that's awful.
Man, so
You
we're
know,
just
I-
rat all over the place.
Oh,
Like,
man. What?
Yeah, like yeah,
Oh,
rat,
my gosh.
round around, lay it down, shame, shame,
Right.
shame.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
You think
Kevin,
you're
you,
not giving
you
it
just
away,
blew,
huh?
blew my perfectly good set. No.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
I'll let DC tell you the two bands.
Okay.
So we got Rat versus Poison, and one of
Uh-huh.
our guys that does a portion of the show, we'll do his segment here in just a little bit. But anyway, he said those guys need to get together, and they would be Rat Poison if they
The
got on
Rat
tour
Poison's
together.
here.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. So
I like it.
so
Yeah,
that's the
absolutely.
two bands you got, Rat and Poison.
Okay. And I get to choose from between like being bands that I prefer.
Which one of those
Whichever
two
you
you prefer?
Hands down, Rat for sure.
Oh, Kevin,
down.
it's so nice to have you on the show, and I'm glad you can stay longer with us, man.
So you're back
Hey.
up by one. I
I am
haven't been
back
this
in the
close. Yeah,
DC,
Kevin,
did you think I was
last
going to say
year-
Poison?
Do I now?
Did you think I was going to say Poison, DC?
he did.
I
Can you
was
believe that?
hoping. I was hoping that I would be able to pull it out because I've
Yeah.
never won this contest. The overall contest. And DH won last year,
Hey,
and he got the
DC.
Golden Waffle Award.
DC, it's the world's smallest violin, and we don't care.
Well,
I've loved it. We should be doing this thing from Waffle House, man.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
right.
telling you.
that's
Yeah.
right.
We should do the Waffle House memoirs.
That's right.
Smothered
wow.
and covered with DC, DH, and Kevin.
Look at you. That man, true
That's
Nashville
it.
guys right there.
I'm
Love
telling
it.
That is
you.
it.
Love
That
it.
is it. Yeah. So talk to me. You kind of mentioned some of these guys, and obviously you played with Mike Skill, and also I was just wowed. Tommy Two Tone.
Yes.
Is it Jim Eller that's with them, the guitarist? Is that?
Now, you know what? So, are you talking about Romantics or Two Tone?
No,
Two-Tone?
with Tommy Two Tone.
Yeah. No. So, Greg Georgeson plays guitar, and Christy Lichtenstein on bass, and Jimmy James on drums.
Okay, I'm wondering
now,
if Jim was it
Jim
Jim?
used to be way
Yes.
back, right?
Yes.
way back. Like
Yes, at the start.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that his name though? Jim? Is it Jim Eller?
Jim was the one I think that wrote Jenny and Two Tone.
Yes.
Yeah, they were partners. Yep.
We had him on the show. That's why I was making that. Yeah. We
No
had him,
kidding.
and he was great. He was
bet.
great as well. So
Yeah, he'd be
I
an
was just
interesting
trying to remember
conversation.
Jim's last name, and I think it was Eller. Jim Eller.
That
I
sounds
think that's
right.
correct. Yeah. So,
Man,
cool
yeah,
stuff.
that's good. Good finding.
Yeah.
I'm still
Yeah,
going
that
back
one
to the
was a
rat and
tough one.
poison the rat and poison thing, man. I'm trying to think like how, I've had interaction with both. I'm also on the side. I have a web design company, right? I've done web for 30 plus years.
Yeah.
And Ricky Rocket from Poison used to be my client. I did his website for his drum company, and had a lot of time around Poison. I did production work with him way back in Montana. And
that is so funny that you mentioned him. It's like a carrot being dangled. We're seriously.
Yeah.
We're in contact with a lady that does their publicist stuff, and she's got us set up with some great guests coming up, Nelson and several other great people. And she said, "Hold off on Ricky Rocket. Hold off. I'm with his management company. I'm still trying to." So she's like dangling it out there for us. So
yeah,
that would be great.
The tricky thing with those guys, right? I mean, like he's stuck right in the middle with the press for Poison right now is tough, right? Because the Bret Michaels camp and the Poison camp, there's some, not to get off on that kind of stuff, but it's tough to see bands like this that have grown up together, right? These four guys from Pennsylvania that grew up and they were like teenagers and best buddies. When money and like just over time, when you see bands kind of dissolve and split up.
Sure.
Like I met Bret a couple of times, Bret Michaels, super cool guy, man. I mean, I was so blown away by how gracious he was to the fans. And that guy is so committed to making sure that anybody that buys a ticket to that concert is getting 110% of Bret Michaels. It's awesome, right? So when I said rat all day long, I have a lot of respect for what, those guys have done for sure in Poison. But man, the catalog, the Rat catalog, it's so good, man. Out of the cellar, come on, man.
That's
it is.
That's what I'm saying. And Kevin, it's kind of funny because I was talking to DC here a while back, and you're starting to get a little more mature in age when your heavy metal bands are now insurance commercials. But I used to love Rat, and the thing I loved about Rat, and I know it's a little bit of an exaggeration, but here in Nashville, it seemed like no matter who came to Nashville, they would open for them. It didn't matter. It could be, Conway Twitty, special guest star Rat. It didn't matter.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And my thing was every time I seen
they were on
them,
all the tickets,
And every time I seen them though, they put on a heck of a show.
Yeah,
I mean, just a tremendous band. But yes, that gives me the lead on the Golden Waffle. And Kevin, Friday morning when I hold up my cup of coffee and my bite of waffle, I'm going to say, here's to you, Kevin.
Cheers to that. You bet, buddy. You bet.
Right. Oh, wow. Let's go ahead and do Lynn's part before we forget about it.
You want to do this? All right. So what this is, Kevin, we have a weekly contributor now, Lynn. He kind of joined in on the show.
Dr. Lynn.
We've kind of, this show over 6 years have got kind of grown from just two old people trying to figure out what they were doing. We have a family that contributes now. We have a lot of people that do things. And Lynn has recently come on board and he's our top contributor. So we gave him, every week we do what's called Laughing with Lynn. We give him a corner where he sends us an 80s dad joke. So that's what we're fixing to do here.
All
so,
nice.
And Lynn actually just jumped on. He said he made
Ah,
it. So there
Lynn.
you go, just
There
in
you
time,
go.
Lynn.
Right on
What's up,
cue
Lynn?
for Lynn. Dr. Lynn joining in. Thank you very much, man. Yeah, he sent this one to me this morning, and here it is. There's bad news. Doctors are seeing a new condition where people's brains have deleted all information about 80s music. That's the bad news. The good news is research has started to find the cure.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
So, Lynn, another good
Another
job,
winner.
buddy.
Another
Keep 'em
winner.
Nicely
coming.
done. Yeah,
Keep
good
'em
stuff.
coming.
Must be a
Very
Robert
good.
Smith fan.
Oh.
Love it.
Wow.
Oh, man.
If they could find a cure for this show, man, we might be all right. But I don't know if that's going to happen.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Oh.
Oh, while we're on that, I guess we need to knock out the
All right,
trivia
so-
stuff and all that real quick too.
Yes, so we'll go ahead and do our trivia from last week and give the answer.
and we
and
did
Kevin-
have some winners for that.
Kevin, you get to guess. We're going to see if your answer's right.
Yeah.
Now, what we do,
All
oh,
right.
Kevin will know it.
we do a trivia question each week, and if whoever gets it correct, we put them in a drawing. And they I don't know if you.
I don't know if it's
winning.
really a real prize or
I don't know
not,
if it's
but
winning or losing, but
Yeah,
they can
just depends on how you look at it.
come and co-host a show with us. So I'm not
Nice.
sure that that's a great prize, but it
no,
works.
I don't know. That may be a lousy prize. I
So
don't
DC,
know.
I'm gonna let you ask last week's trivia. We'll see if Kevin knows the answer. here.
All right. Which famous U.S. pop star's original name is Annie Mae Bullock?
And before you answer, Kevin, I answered Billy Idol, but I really meant the Billie Eilish, but I said Billy Idol. So I was wrong off the bat. But I
Right.
tried.
Yeah, you weren't even close on that one.
Did you say 80s pop star?
Which famous U.S. pop star
U.S. pop star.
original
Annie Mae
name
Bullock.
is Annie Mae Bullock?
Buddy, I don't know it.
Yeah.
You know,
That's a good
and
one.
she's not American that I'm thinking of either. So, I don't even want to venture a guess because I might
Yeah.
offend somebody.
I
out
had no
there.
idea. I had zero idea.
Okay.
All right.
right.
It is Tina Turner.
Wow, really?
That,
Annie
that's
Mae
her
Bullock.
original name.
I blew that one. That's horrible. That's actually that's a viable Trivial Pursuit question right
Yes,
Yes.
big time.
there. Man.
Yes.
Well, props. Sorry, Tina.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do this week's trivia. And Kevin, you can answer, but we can't tell you whether you're right or wrong. You'll have to watch Wednesday night. Yeah, we got a show Wednesday
Yeah, we got
night.
one
So
Wednesday.
you have to
night.
watch
Yeah.
Wednesday night show to see if you're right or wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
So there was a television show in the 80s that featured Tom Hanks in women's clothing. But I
Yeah.
want to know what was the title song to that show.
Well, Booze and Buddies was the show. Let's see.
Yes.
So, and I can remember the jingle part of the. Da-da-da-da-da. Was it something Friends? Like, was Friends part of the term, the title? Damn,
Well,
can't
that's
tell.
a very good question, but you'll have to find out Wednesday.
Oh,
night.
yeah, on Wednesday. Yeah, wow.
Now,
The theme song from Booze and Buddies.
I want to know,
Gosh, yeah.
Kevin, are you gonna it's so suspenseful. Are you gonna go back and check YouTube to try to find it?
I know, I'm Googling it right as soon as we hop on
Right.
here.
You got
Yeah,
that
like,
right.
I'll have the
I'm
answer.
going to be on a
That's the
plane
same
Wednesday night.
you got the same thought process I do, Kevin. That's exactly
Yeah, man,
the way
we're-
to do it, man. Search it out.
I'll be flying to San Antonio for a show when you guys have your next show, so I'm going to miss it. But I'll know in about 15 minutes. So
There you go.
Right.
That's
There you
that's
go.
it.
That's exactly right.
Oh
then
man,
he's gonna-
I'm mad at
he's gonna-
myself.
He's gonna blast it out on social media. Here's the answer.
No, I won't give it
Well,
away. No
The
way.
joke's on you, Kevin. Nobody's watching.
No.
Right.
Man, those are good questions, though, you guys. These are good trivia
Uh,
questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah.
that one and I actually that one came about because I was flipping through TV and actually saw the show this past weekend. I thought, man, I haven't seen that show in forever. And
Right, yeah.
so that hit me. So not a bad
It was a
one.
great
there.
show.
I was
Loved it.
one of these that we've had on here before. I want to give it to Kevin because I'm sure he'll get it right off. But here's what gave me the inspiration. I'm listening to Sirius Radio, and this song came on,
Seriously, you're listening to Sirius?
Seriously, I was.
Well, that's
yeah, I
just
was listening to
serious.
Sirius. So there
This
you
is
go.
getting serious now,
Right.
folks.
Nice.
That's right. That's right. So anyway, I thought that would be a great trivia question. So I made it into one. So here it is. What song of Billy Ocean's was a 80s rock band? The name of one of his songs is actually a rock band that was well known in the 80s.
It was well known.
Pretty well known
Wow.
group.
Yeah, because the first two Billy Ocean songs come into my mind, Suddenly and Caribbean Queen, and neither of those were well-known 80s rock bands. I'm batting zero. This is horrible. This is horrible. Yeah, you're gonna have to give that one to me.
Loverboy.
Oh, of course. Of course. Man.
I just thought that would
You know
be a
what?
good one.
So
So there
I'm
you-
right here. I'm like 2 miles from where those guys are all living, right? I'm up in Vancouver, BC right now, and they're
Oh,
just down the
okay.
road from me in White Rock. So
Okay.
sorry, Mike Reno. I blew it.
Now, Kevin, I also DC and I was talking, and he got a little confused because I told him, and I think this is correct. You're a member of the Oregon Musicians Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I said that, he said, "I didn't know he played the organ."
yeah, right.
That's not
Nice.
true. He made that up. He made
Yeah,
that.
nice.
Kind of
Nice.
tell us a little bit about that. How did
That's
that come about?
awesome, man.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
Talk to us about
Yeah,
that honor.
It truly is an honor, and got some imposter syndrome about that whole thing. It's the Oregon Music Hall of Fame is a really cool organization that focused on artists and musicians that have made a contribution, either musicians or bands that have been that are from Oregon or have been there for over 20 years.
Okay.
Aside from the recognition in that Hall of Fame, the part that I really like is that they dedicate a lot of their efforts to getting music scholarships for students to get in to
Amazing.
pursue music,
Nice.
right? So
Yeah.
many, many years ago, the founder of the organization, Terry Courier, owns probably the greatest record store in all the US down in Portland, Oregon. And he wanted to commemorate all these artists that have made a big difference, but he knew that music education was important and that music education is losing funding left and right, right?
Yes.
So a lot of kids that are trying to get to pursue music in post-secondary education can't afford to go on to school. And so these scholarships that they put together help
Wow.
at least help, give these guys a leg up. And
Yeah.
so they have fundraisers during the year at that particular Hall of Fame ceremony, at the induction ceremony. They have performances and they have a live guitar auction. And so all year round, that founder, Terry Courier, will gather guitars from all these artists that come through Portland, or maybe, somehow he'll procure these guitars and sell these guitars off, and all the proceeds go to music education and to these scholarships.
That's
So
amazing.
I love the organization. I was on the board of directors for 6 or 7 years, just to try, only involved in that music education part. And it really meant a lot to me. And then I started doing a lot of other stuff in the community. There's I feel like there's a lot of people that the houseless that are being, sort of underserved as well. And so we were trying to do what we could to help people that were on the streets through music. We had this organization that a friend of mine and I started called Horns for the Homeless. And it
Wow.
became a nonprofit, Horns, right? Blowing horns. And we would gather bands and musicians together with other people that would contribute. They would donate tents, sleeping bags, coats, shoes, clothing, toiletries,
Fantastic.
all the things that people
Yeah.
need on the street.
Sure.
And they would gather together in this big park. We'd play music and have the people that were on the streets come in, and they would get, at some points, we got them dental care and medical care so they could get,
Amazing.
get fillings and extractions. It was a really cool thing. And so when Oregon Music Hall of Fame came to me and said that I had been nominated and then was being honored in that induction, I was like, man, I just felt really undeserving. And they said, it's beyond what you've done in the music industry, but it's what you've done in the community that meant something. And so what it did for me was just help me realize that more of us kind of need to band together to help out the people that are less,
Yes.
they don't get the opportunities that some of us have, right? And so
Sure.
every one of us knows somebody that may have gone through some rough patch that needs some help, and you know, so I think that I would like the focus to really be on that part of the organization. I think it's great that they honor people that have made a difference in music, but even more so that music kind of is the bridge for a lot of these people. And
Yeah.
tying it back to the early question you guys had about the cruise, and there's another event that we're a part of every once in a while called the Sands. It used to be called 80s in the
Yes.
Sand.
Yes.
And all of the people that go to these events can put aside their differences in politics. They can put aside the taxes they just had to pay, or the challenges they have with parenthood, or any of the other things, you know, the fight they have with their neighbor.
Sure.
And they can just have music be the bridge for a few days,
Yes.
right? And they can just put all that stuff away. And, you know, it's a pretty divisive time right now, and not just
Yes.
in America, but really across the world. And so
Sure.
people, they need music to do some healing, you know? And,
Well, and
and
we
I
always
don't mean to be on a
mention this-
soapbox. you know?
No.
Yeah, no,
uh,
you actually
we always
just,
mention this about our
Yes.
guests, especially musician guests, is that what a gift you guys have.
and the
where
gift that
people
you
can-
share.
2.5, 3 hours and forget their problems.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a gift. That's got to be a special feeling to you.
Certainly is, man. Yeah.
And-
Again, that's the pinch me moment. Like, look what I get to do.
Yeah.
Right. Amazing.
Yeah.
And
And
Kevin,
honestly,
you know,
if I can brag on it, I mean,
Yeah.
really, I like my oldest son just joined this incredible international touring Depeche Mode tribute, Strangelove. And
Wow.
so he's been in the band about a month and a half. They're right now in Portugal. They just played Denmark yesterday, and they're touring Italy and
Wow.
Spain, and then they come back over, and we play right by you guys at the Caverns in May. So I'm really pinching myself because I'm going to be on stage with my kid there playing in the
That's
band too.
That is
awesome.
so
Yeah.
special.
Amazing.
that is awesome.
Absolutely.
And Kevin,
The
one of the
Caverns
things
is something too. I'm psyched
yes,
out, right?
yes,
Yes.
and one of the things we always like to do, and especially I like to do, is to tell you thank you, because the gift you give day in and day
Special.
out performing
Absolutely.
and giving folks a couple of hours to get away from everything that's going on in this world right now.
Mm.
I mean, there's just not
What
enough
a
ways
gift.
to say thank you for sharing your gift and giving people
Sure.
that opportunity to escape and reflect and relax and enjoy. So I really want to say thank you
Yeah.
for what you do.
Absolutely. What
Well,
you
I
do.
mean, that's-
It's very important.
Selfishly, man, I mean, it's escape for me too, right? It's what has
Yeah.
kept me alive for 40 years. And I love so much to play and to interact with people. I'm the most fortunate person I've ever met.
Mm.
And one other thing,
Fantastic.
Kevin, I'll mention if you would like. When we started this thing 6 years ago, we said if we ever got to the point where we could help organizations out, and we have some organizations we'll talk about here in a little bit that we kind of are just very lucky to be associated with. But like the Horns for Homeless, anything, if you would like for that to add us in, we don't charge sponsorships. We just put them
respond
in
back to
there.
me the names of those, and we'll
Yes.
plug them every week.
We'll plug them
We'll
every
plug
week.
them every week.
Yes.
That's super cool, man.
We would
Yeah, well,
love
you
to
know,
do that.
I'll give it to you, and if you want me to do them offline, I'll certainly do that. But yeah, because I think it's a power in numbers, right? And the more
Yeah.
that people get to share this
Sure.
stuff, and we
Sure.
all have a shared appreciation for music, and,
Yes.
and help it out.
Oh,
those in
we'd be
need,
honored
so.
to do that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And we have some other organizations that we're very fortunate to be able to talk about them a
Yeah.
little bit at the end of the show. And we'll do that when we do our sponsors at the end. But we would love, we said if we ever got to the point we could help out, that's what this show would be
we
all
can spread
about.
something,
So
and another person
so we'd
hears it
be
and gets
more
it,
than
it's worth
happy.
it. So
yes.
that's right.
Awesome.
That's exactly
Right on.
All right. DH, anything else, buddy?
It's
Before
been
I
an
ask you all,
awesome
it's
show,
great.
Kevin.
Yeah.
I just don't, I just appreciate you taking
Yeah.
your time and coming on our show, man. It just means
Thanks
so
for
much.
working with us with
And
that, by the way.
I
We
will go ahead
appreciate it.
and
we were
normally
thrilled.
I save this for the end, but it's either congratulations or condolences, whichever way you want to look at it, because you're now a member of the D&D family. So
Right.
if
Love
it
it.
makes you happy, congratulations. If you're like, oh man, what'd I get into? Condolences, but you're
Nice.
still here, so it's all good.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
We
Can
appreciate
I
you, man.
have
so
people?
much.
Can I pimp my podcast? Have people go out
Yeah.
and subscribe?
Yes,
Yeah,
do
do
it.
everything. Do all your socials, where you guys are going to be playing in the next, few trips and all
Okay.
that. Yeah, go right ahead.
Right on. All right. So if anybody wants to come out and see a flock of seagulls, There are about 20 tour dates that I'm going to get to publish beyond what's already there on my page. So if you go to kevinrankin.com, KevinRankin.com, go to the events page, all the shows that are there. There are probably 30, 35 shows that are up right now. I've got another 20 or so tour dates that I'm
Wow.
going to add as soon as they
Wow.
allow me the opportunity. And I'm really loving as well, just like you guys, the conversations that I get to have with amazing people that we tour with and visionaries in the business. And so, accesskevin.com is where you can
Mhm.
get a list of all of my podcasts. They're live on YouTube, just like this one. You can subscribe at youtube.com/@accesskevin. And
Gotcha. Yep.
everything there, if you go to accesskevin.com, has links to the YouTube videos. You can also find a good handful of them on Apple and Spotify, and any of the other streamed locations for streaming podcasts. But I love more than anything to be able to do this from the road. So when we're out on tour, we do package shows, the Totally Tubular tour that we're going to be going on in the summer. We'll be out with a whole bunch of bands from the 80s that you guys will all love. And I'll be doing this kind of hang backstage from the green room and dressing
That is
rooms,
so
and
cool.
giving people
Awesome.
kind of a fly on the wall
I can't
opportunity
wait to see
hang.
him. Yeah, I can't wait
Yeah,
to
we'll
see
be
him.
watching definitely.
Right
Awesome.
on, man. Thank you guys. And
Yeah,
now I
thank-
figured at the end of the show, you're probably going to pop off those hats and show me your flock of seagulls haircuts, right? No?
There is no
Oh,
hair.
There is
Oh,
none.
yeah. So it's exactly the way my boss looks now. That's
Yeah,
good.
we're like Mike Score. Yeah, we got the same kind of haircut as he
We're the
does. so.
defeathered
That's it.
seagulls. So, you know.
Love it. I love it.
Oh
man.
man. Oh.
Well, thank you, fellas. I appreciate this.
Kevin,
Hey, it's
we appreciate
fantastic
you.
having you. Once again, folks, Kevin Rankin with Flock of Seagulls. It's been an honor, man. We appreciate you working with us, and
Yes.
it's been a thrill having you on. Hope that we
Thank
can
you,
catch
guys.
up again in the future with you.
Yeah, come on out and hang at the caverns, man. It'll be a good time.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, guys, catch a show when they're out your way, and if they're not,
Yes.
get on a plane and go see them. So,
Yes.
There you go.
Easy enough.
Fantastic. Be safe in your travels. All the best to your family and all that great stuff. And that's exciting for your son. We'll need to. Are they located? Are they located in the States normally?
Yeah. Yeah, the
Okay.
singer lives in New York. The leader of the band's in Austin, Texas. My
Okay.
son's in Vegas. Drummers
Okay.
in California. They're all over the place.
And I'll need to look them up. I'll see about trying to get them together at some point. Have them on.
Oh man, you will not believe that band. Honestly, we've toured with them probably 40 shows. They don't need to be on tour with anybody else. They sell out all the venues they're at right now. I think all these shows over in Europe
we
are all
love
sold
it.
out.
We love the
They're-
tributes and stuff. So yeah, we'll hopefully we can get them on at some point.
This is the
That'd be
most
great.
authentic tribute I think I've ever seen of any band.
That's
It blows my
fantastic.
mind.
All
Awesome.
right.
Cool that-
We'll check it
Yeah.
out. Can you
Thanks,
hang with
guys.
us as we close out?
Sure, you got it.
All right. Go ahead, DH.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for another episode of D&D Dynamite 80s. Kevin, thank you, man. It's been our honor to have you on the show tonight. We really appreciate it. Folks, make sure you check it out. Check out the shows coming up.
All
You're
the
gonna love it.
socials. Yeah.
Yes, all the
Find out where
socials.
everything's
Check all
happening.
that out.
Sure.
And you can find us. I guess I better tell everybody where they can find us. Huh?
Maybe.
You can
Yeah.
find us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, on our website, all D&D Dynamite 80s, Canyon Star TV. We're on there. So D&D Dynamite 80s as well. And as I always end off before I send it over to DC, folks, remember, it doesn't cost anything extra to be kind. So always be kind to each other. DC,
Amen, brother. Amen. Let's get those sponsors in real
let's
quick.
do it.
D&D Dynamite 80s would like to thank their sponsors. Hudson's Flags and More, Jackie's Creations on Facebook, PJG Marketing, The Roy Band, Totally Cool 80s, Charlie Bubbles Cares for Kids, The Magic Yarn Project, and Hearts for Isabella. Please check out all these great folks online.
Yes, folks. And when we started this, like I said a little earlier, 6 years ago, we decided if we ever got to the point we could help out, we wanted to do that. And we have been so fortunate and blessed to be able to become associated with 3 organizations. The first one is the Magic Yarn Project. And what these folks do is volunteers across the nation. They hand knit princes and superhero head coverings and donate those to kids that are battling cancer.
Mhm.
And it makes such a huge difference for those kids and those families. So if you find it in your heart, you're looking for someone to support, please do that. Also, hearts for Isabella, our sweet angel Isabella. She succumbed to a heart disease when she was there. She is. There's our sweet angel, and her family has started an organization where they go in and help other families that are facing similar issues in the hospitals. So just amazing folks there. And we learned about her from our friend the Vooch, Paul Karafotis. Charlie
actor.
Bubbles Cares for Kids. And what this organization does, when you make a donation, they actually provide books for children that may not be able to necessarily
Afford
get
'em.
books.
Mhm.
And as educators, we both know how important literacy is at a young age. And we're going to add one in, and we'll add more in that Kevin has shared tonight.
Yeah.
But I do want to mention Horns for the Homeless.
Yeah.
Kevin, did I say that right? Is it Horns for Homeless? Or
Did.
okay. And
Ye-
Kevin,
so-
do you want to tell us a little bit? I mean, I know we talked earlier, but if you want to give a
Yeah,
little
go ahead
shout
and give
out
them a
there.
shout tonight, and then we'll.
Well, I tell you what. So that organization, unfortunately, is no longer in operation. But what happened with that was that it showed a lot of people in the Portland, Oregon area, Vancouver, Washington area, an opportunity where they could show compassion through music. And so some folks that might see those folks on the street and not realize that that is somebody's mom, somebody's son, somebody's brother, somebody's child, and that may have been, they, for whatever reason, have come across some hardships in their life and put them in a place where they didn't choose that life, right? And so, if we as a community can step up in any community that they're in and just show a little compassion. I saw a post that Sammy Hagar had on his socials 2 days ago
Yes.
where he ran.
Yes.
You guys saw that, right? So Sammy
Yes.
ran across a guy that was living on the streets, and the guy
Vegas,
came up
uh-huh.
and he knew. He said, "Yeah, man, my first show was seeing the Balance Tour," and he told Sammy what Sammy was wearing that night and what that show meant to him. And they sat and had a conversation. And Sammy posted this online saying, it was such a magical thing, and I gave him a little bit of cash, but I just really want to know what I can do to help. And what he can do is show awareness to people that might be ignorant about that kind of situation. People make judgments about those people without really understanding what they're going through.
Sure.
So an organization like Horns for the Homeless was really an opportunity to just share awareness. And so in your community, man, get involved in whatever you can do to just help somebody else out. Because when you help somebody else out, it definitely pays it forward, and it comes back around. I believe that. And we all need it.
Yes.
We all need a
Yes.
leg up,
Oh, yes.
Well
Truer
put.
words
Well
never
put, my
spoken.
friend. Yes,
Never-
absolutely. All right.
Thanks, gentlemen.
So Wednesday night.
You're gonna make me do this
Yeah.
again this week?
We're gonna go
Man,
Wednesday night.
I
We're
still
gonna let it.
haven't received my check from the first show 6 years
Well,
ago.
you-
I don't
you don't continue to be looking for it.
I
You don't have to
check
worry
the mail.
about it.
It is not in the mail, is what you're
No,
saying.
not-
But I
no, we're
will
gonna
have free breakfast Friday morning, thanks to Kevin.
That's how you get it.
That's
right.
all good.
So Wednesday night we'll have Cheryl Cooley,
Yes.
the guitarist and co-founder of Climax,
Yes.
will be on, and she's awesome. She's done the show before,
Yes.
and it'll be
It'll
great.
be
to
another
catch up
great
with
show.
her. Great lady, and we'll see what's going on with her.
Yes.
So it's another great one in the books. We appreciate
Oh,
it
it
once
is.
again.
Kevin,
Yeah,
we
Kevin.
appreciate you so much, brother. And like I said, we'd love to catch up again. And
Yeah.
we appreciate everything.
Look forward to it, man. Add a little
All right.
extra maple syrup on that Friday morning breakfast.
I
for you.
got it, man. I'm
He'll do
gonna
it.
send you a video of doing this with the maple syrup.
I love it. I love it, gentlemen.
All right.
Thank you guys so much, and I
So
appreciate your
Thank you,
interest in all we do.
Kevin and DH, I am DC, and DC always leads us out by saying, keep playing those 80s, my friends, and we'll
See you
next
Wednesday
time.
night, folks.
All right. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.